Dudes, close your eyes. I mean, unless you like dudes, you know. I just want y'all to see what this man just, mm, mm, mm-hmm. Okay. It's a cartoon, y'all. I need to get my life together. I've been single too long. Moving right along. Hello, Gemini. Whoa. Welcome to your December soul session. I am Princess India. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend and whatnot, or whatever. I'm just going to keep doing that. Anywho, if you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are my spirituality as well as, okay, these cards are just being weird, as well as my personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter this month for the purpose of giving you some guidance, clarity, or advice on said situations, my friend. So let's go ahead and jump into your cards so we don't have a whole bunch of things popping out like Taurus to see what's going on with you guys this month. We have a central energy, a challenge, past influence, future possibilities, above energy, as well as your below energy. And we got 2 cards for that. So let's just go with it, Gemini. You know what I'm saying? One of my little locks is just doing its own thing. But anywho, we're going to start with looking at the bottom of you guys' deck, in which we have the Fool in the reverse. That is Aries energy, my friend. I also like to look at that as the Traveler, and not like regular travel, but I look at it as your soul on its journey and things of the sort. So Gemini, the first thing that I'm feeling for you guys in the month of December, taking into account the Fool as the traveler on your soul journey and experience, so your authentic self, you as an aspect of the all, or, you know, the drop from the overall ocean that is spirit, my friend. With this being in the reverse, it's saying to me that you guys are about to embark on a new quest or journey in your life. And I think this is perfect timing to do so, as it's Sagittarius season. I hope you guys watched the collective reading, because we talked about a lot of this over there. But it's Sagittarius season, and it's wrapping up the year of 2020, and you're going into 2021. Myself personally, what I've been sharing with everyone is I call December Surrendered December, because it's a personal thing I do in my life every year. I use December as a stripping process for myself. So I spent a lot of time in meditation, looking at my life over the course of the last year, and I put myself into a place of surrender, and I allow spirit to reveal to me anything that needs to go, for the sole purpose of me being able to elevate and move forward, right? So with you guys, Jim, it's feeling like you guys would want to make the most of this opportunity this month. With Sagittarius being you guys opposite sign, it's more or less your overall life period. So your entire incarnation as a Gemini this particular time is all about you integrating the 2 facets of yourself. And that didactic facet of yourself is on many levels. It's, you know, your divine masculine and feminine qualities, right? Your mental capacities, your emotional capacities, your spiritual capacities, so your soul as well as your physical body. It's putting both of those things on one accord and learning to walk that middle road by marrying those 2 extremes to create an entirely, and I guess this was about you guys now that I think about it. When I was clearing my energy and everything before I started doing you guys reading, I had just, so I thought it was a random thought, but apparently this is a message for you all. And it's funny that you guys have the Fool now that I think about it. I was thinking of an analogy that I know about the primordial egg, right? And if you take an egg and you crack it, and this is just what I'm seeing as I'm like clearing my cards and saging and everything. It's like I saw the egg, and the egg cracked. And when you crack an egg, symbolically, it looks like a number 3, right? And how the number 1 and the number 2 are like individualistic numbers. And I'm speaking more metaphysics and esoteric logic here. And when you take 1 and 2, it's anima and animus, which is, you know, Jungerian psychology, archetypes in so many words. So it's like first man, first woman archetype. And in essence, I started to think about Gemini and I thought of Gemini being the twins, and I was like, that's interesting. I said it's like they're almost like the three. So in essence, it's, and y'all are the third sign, by the way, but it's almost as if the twins are like archetypal symbolisms of you know, the masculine and the feminine in the physical body, you know. And I felt like that was going to get deeper, but I was like, I got to do this reading. Let me stop. So I didn't think that had anything to do with what I was about to do. But now that I think about it, it does, with this Fool card being here. So in so many words, Gemini, the undergirding energy for you all in the month of December is a rebirth. So what this says to me, if I were to step backwards, and I ain't even turn over the rest of the cards yet, we still on y'all underlying energy. But if we were to regress a little bit, that would say to me all the way up until this point in December, and you guys kind of stepping forward into 2021, it would be almost as if 2020 felt like you guys were on pause. So this is about to get deep. If we go back to this time last year, I would say that Geminis this time last year, you guys were very positive about what 2020 would bring. You know, it's having this inspiration to do things different or turn over a new page in your life, right? Start a whole new chapter. And somewhere around March, like it was just like, skirt. So it may feel for a lot of you almost as if you've been like in a freezer, proverbially speaking, since 2020 started. So it's having all of this charge, like this Aries energy, to embark on this new quest and this new journey, and being really positive, writing down your New Year's resolutions and things of the sort. And then the next thing that you know, it's like everything just stops, right? So it's almost as if you guys have been on pause. However, I feel that's for good reason, because this was like an incubation stage for you all. For November, coming out of that, and then even taking into account this whole entire year, it's been an incubation. It has not been time for you all to jump off of the cliff just yet, in so many words. So that's the underlying energy of what we're going to be talking about in the cards here. So I would say don't allow yourself to be discouraged, Gemini, this year. And I mean, it's been that way for a lot of people, a lot of signs that I've done so far. A lot of the same themes that I've been seeing is this being a very spiritual year. And those of you who have the Wokebook for 2020, you know that we went back 10 years up until present day. And I touched a little bit on what 2020 was about, like vibrationally, right? And the main premise is we're talking about a foundation being built that you guys are going to continue to build on going forward. You know what I mean? But that's imperative, because the foundation isn't about like 3D tangible kind of stuff. It's the simple fact that the foundation we've built our lives on up to this point has been one of our conditioning, of our trauma, of what it is that we've all been through up until this point. And I can even say the collective can resonate with this, because our North Node is in Gemini right now. So this is a message that's coming out that the whole collective would relate to. But in so many words, the old foundation that we were existing on was one of conditioning. It was one that was not in alignment with one's authentic self, right? So you look at 2019, from 2016 to 2019, it was almost like the foundation cracking, until in 2019, it just completely gave way, right? So in 2020, the thought is, okay, we're gonna rebuild the foundation for 2021 and everything after that, right? But I think a lot of people started up until March. Like I say with the Tower card, sometimes the tower will crumble and will inadvertently try to pick up the same materials and rebuild the same tower. And I feel from January to March, that's what a lot of people started to do, even though the mindset was, I'm going to build something different, or I'm going to bring build a more stable foundation. It's almost as if this whole, pandemic thing and everything, is spirit working through our human experiences, in the sense, granted, it's a lot of travesties and things that have occurred for many, many people this year, right? There's a lot of losses, a lot of financial struggles, but seeing it from a higher vibration, it's an incubator, right? That was preventing all of us from starting to rebuild this foundation with old materials, rebuilding this foundation with, you know, those same chips on our shoulders or past traumas or what have you. It's more or less like this entire year has been a purge period, right? So now it's like this transitional phase, in a sense, where I almost would say, dude, it's almost as if 2020, like I felt so many times this year that we were in a time warp, and I'm not sure why I'm just going off of this whole thing right here, Gemini, if I turn over your cards, but I got to follow spirit. But it's like, I felt like I was in a time warp many times this year, right? I'm a Gemini rising, by the way. But I'm starting to see now, it's almost as if, not saying this year is something you toss out that doesn't matter. It's 2020 to me is very similar to what the Fool card is in tarot, in the sense that it's in the major arcana, but it's zero. So it's not counted from 1 to 21, hence the reason why the World card is 21 and not 22. So it's outside of the experience. That's why I say it represents the traveler. So looking at this, it's almost vibrationally 2020 is much like what this Fool card represents. You know what I mean? It's in the whole, you know, timeline of our lives, but it's not a part of our proverbial major arcana, is a sense of like numbering, because it has no value. It is no thing, but not saying that it has no value in the sense that it's worthless. But it's, you know, the absence of it is not, much like how spirit is not a part of form, but we are, but we're an aspect of it. I hope that that makes sense. I don't know why all of this is coming out, but hey, let's go for it. But I feel that's what 2020 has been. So that's why I think it's so imperative, and why I've said so many times this year, to not allow a temporary situation to become permanent by carrying it with you, is needing to put your experiences this year into that framework of the fact that it's almost like, you know, this doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this was just kind of like a liaison period, if you will. And it's like life really starts in 2021, if that's making sense. I hope that that's making sense. So anywho, your central energy, oh, child, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Well, ain't that something? And this is challenged by the 9 of Wands in the reverse. That's so interesting. So your central energy for this month, Gemini, is a lot like what I was saying before. The wheel is a turning, you know what I mean? And this makes me think about this whole astrological thing that's happening on in the middle of this month, with Saturn and what is it, Jupiter, that are going into Aquarius. And the thing I was saying in October is, a lot of people, the entire collective, I believe, it's more or less getting a early Christmas gift, a pat on the back for your hard work having paid off. And all of this stuff is interconnected, man. I'm telling you, like everything I was saying in October about the portal on the 31st, you know, it's like all of that is like the beginning of the end in so many words. And I feel everything's just kind of wrapping up this month. So Geminis, if you guys have felt that you were at the bottom of the wheel, like I was saying with this Fool, and things being stuck, you're moving past that. Now, with the challenge being this 9 of Wands in the reverse, what this says to me is we're speaking to past traumas and experiences, because I look at this as the PTSD card, you know what I'm saying? And post-traumatic stress, you know what I'm saying? So it's more or less what this says to me is, you guys have been through a great deal, not just, you know, last month, not just this year, it's just overall, you know what I'm saying? What I see for a lot of people, it's like a huge karmic cycle ending. And I was saying that with Aries as well. But I see that with all signs. So for you guys, this entire process this year.
From your calendar, weekly staff meeting starts in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna be a little late. Okay.
From your calendar, weekly staff meeting starts in 10 minutes.
She's just gonna call me out and see it. Now they all gonna know that I was late because of you, Gemini, but you special to me. You know what I'm saying? It's worth it. Anyway, moving right along. My staff is gonna be so mad at me. They're gonna start blowing the phone up. But anywho, but this is more or less like a resolution of traumatic experiences, you know? And that's what this entire year has been about. So December is more or less you guys transition period out of this, you know? So looking at you guys' past influence, we have the Six of Cups. That's exactly what I'm saying. I feel in this perspective, Gemini, if you guys have felt that you've been at the bottom of the wheel, things are about to change for you in the most epic, amazing, beautiful way, you know? And I'm not even fluffing that up. I feel the way that you guys have looked at your past, and I said a lot of this in Capricorn's reading. I talked about how we have a tendency to, you know, perceive the things that we've been through and get downtrodden about it and whatnot. But I feel for you guys, once this wheel shifts, it's almost like a snap, you know, it's an epiphany that comes, right? And suddenly you're looking at things from a different perspective, right? Or if this could be, I wanted to say chains being broken, but I feel that's more symbolic of something that could have been burdening you guys for the entire month of November or for this entire year that I feel has ties to your past. It's almost intuitively coming to a place of resolution or resolve with this particular experience or all of your past experiences because you're ascending to an objective view. So you can see all of the moving parts of it. You can see how everything worked together as opposed to seeing it from a subjective viewpoint, right? And you guys now being able to see the higher vibration of it as opposed to seeing your past in like a low vibrational, traumatic, trauma-laden, you know, lens, if you will. Another way that I can see this as well is in the month of November, you guys being very nostalgic. And I feel that more or less being a byproduct of feeling a little blocked. It's because things are not moving or have not been moving up to this point the way that you liked. I feel that in the month of November, you guys may have been spending a lot of time thinking about, you know, your childhood or thinking about, you know, past relationships. I know last month I had a dream that a bunch of people were going to have a whole bunch of exes that were coming back, and a lot of people that I know had a whole bunch of exes coming back. So it could be that, it could be running into, you know, old friends, family members, and it had you guys in a very, you know, nostalgic place. But I feel that manifests in two different ways. As for some of you, it was an escape from not necessarily being satisfied where you are now or feeling blocked. And then for others of you, it could very well have been something that was triggered to where you started to think a great deal of a lot of the things that you guys had been through in your past experience throughout the course of your life or just over the course of this year. Now you guys, underlying energy. Interesting. We have the Six of Wands and we have the Eight of Coins in the reverse. So what this is saying to me, Gemini, this is so fascinating. Because the vibe I'm getting with you guys reading, it's almost like I feel very much I'm speaking to your inner world. And that's what I would see with this world card, because this particular deck that I'm using, there's a like a spider web in the Wheel of Fortune. And you know, a spider web, it's like it starts with the center and you have all of these spirals, but everything is interconnected. I feel that's really what the theme is of you guys reading. And that's exactly what I said in Sag too, by the way, which is your opposite sign. So you might just want to watch Sag, even if you ain't got it in your chart. But I'm seeing all of this is interconnected. And the realization you guys have this month is seeing what I'm about to say in you guys' underlying energy, how this has been affecting every facet of your life, how a past experience made you feel a way about yourself back then, and how you carrying this within yourself, like this perspective you have of yourself, you carrying this forward, how this is affecting all of the things that you've built in your life from there, right? And I feel this whole year in 2020 was about spirit helping you unwind this spider web to get back to your authentic self. Now, what I'm seeing in this underlying energy with the Six of Wands in the reverse in the Eight of Coins in the reverse, this is saying to me, it's a feeling of failure or not good enough, not being recognized, always feeling like second best, right? Or that you can't achieve the things that you desire, or you just don't really expect that much out of yourself. You don't value yourself very highly. You play very small, right? But looking at this Eight of Coins, what I'm seeing with this is it affects your work, the things that you create in the 3D realm. So, you know, your job or the people that you date, the people that you surround yourself with are all reflective of this false perspective that you have of yourself being the Six of Wands in the reverse, right? So it's because you don't feel that you deserve very much, or you don't value yourself very highly, or your perception of yourself is small. That's what it is that you manifest into life. So you don't, try to aspire to be, corporate level in your company, or move past entry level, or, consistently dating people that are less than stellar people, or, settling for making money that's far less than you really deserve, has a lot to do with a trauma you've experienced. And I'm saying it this way because I'm speaking long range and short range, just because I've noticed with the readings in this particular December that they're speaking not just to the month in which I'm intending to read for, but for some people it's speaking to this calendar year. For other people, it's speaking to a lifespan, right? But it's this perspective of oneself that's affected how it is that you engage with other people, how you engage with life, what it is that you're creating and not creating, what you aspire to do and don't aspire to do. However, like I said, with the cards that you guys have going down in the center, the whole premise of this year or this month or your life leading up to this point was to learn that side, like that side of the lesson, that side of yourself. And it's more or less you guys are turning now to face yourself, much like I said for Taurus and for Aries, of being delivered from this particular situation. And like I said in the collective reading, it's more or less this month is revealing to all of us the thing that has been with us for some time, that is the root of our unhappiness. It's the thing that's been blocking us and causing us a great deal of grief in our life. And I feel for my Geminis, it's a self-esteem, self-perspective type of thing, So it's either not putting 110% into your work, or not going, I don't want to say outside of your comfort zone, because it's not really so much a comfort zone thing as it's a glass ceiling is what I would want to say. So it's settling for less than you deserve because of a perspective that made you feel less than, if that's making sense. Now your above energy, look at that. We have the Seven of Wands. So with the Seven of Wands, Gemini, it's calling you guys to step into your power, to step above the fray. And that's that objectivity that I was talking about. So I feel the inspiration that's going to come for you guys this month is, I really feel it's going to be an intuitive one. I can't deny it could potentially be situational, but I really feel it's an intuitive aha moment, if you will, because it's almost like a person self-reflecting. And I said this with someone else too. You could be in the shower or like washing dishes, and it's something that comes, no, I said that in the weekly reading. It's something that comes to your mind, and it's like suddenly you're like, wait a minute, I do that, or why I've been doing that. And it's like, man, hold up. That's like, and it's like suddenly all of the dots connect and you get it. And you're like, whoa. And that's when we make those epic shifts of changing our behavior. It's like, that's why I do that. So now every day you're going to be aware of that and start making decisions in the opposite direction of what it is that you've been doing that has not been contributing to your growth, healing, or evolution. But with the Seven of Wands, it's talking about you guys stepping into your power. It's literally that full of objectivity and inspiration as well as an action. And it's you guys having the courage to stand up and fight for what you believe in, and to stop playing small. Because You are worthy. You are lovable. You are an amazing person. However, I understand how experiences that we've been through, especially when it's people who've been beating us down or treating us less than stellar, how that can over time like erode at us. And this dude in this card is so hot. I can't even lie, y'all. I need to stop looking at this man, Abs. He's a cartoon princess. Stop it. Moving right along. But how it starts to contribute, dudes, close your eyes. I mean, unless you like dudes, you know. I just want y'all to see what this man just, mm, mm, mm-hmm. Okay. It's a cartoon, y'all. I need to get my life together. I've been single too long. Moving right along. But it's you guys standing in your power, man. And I feel that that's always what you've been intended to do. And I think that's why you guys may have like this urge or this inkling within you. However, I understand how past experiences that we've been through, like I said, can erode at us. But I really feel you guys are going to be, and I feel so corny when I say it, but it's legit, like y'all are being delivered, you know, in the month of December. Now, the card you guys have moving forward into 2021 is the 7 of Coins in the reverse. This is beautiful. It's a great place to be in. This month for you guys, Gemini, because I feel the vibration I feel talking to you guys is I'm speaking a lot to your inner world, like I was saying. So what that says to me is what this looks like to you in action. It's a lot of self-evaluation, a lot of like self-analysis, self-reflection that you guys are going to be doing this month. The advice I want to give you, because with the 7 of Coins in the reverse, we're talking about reevaluating. I'm going to give you guys the same advice that I gave to Taurus, and I'm saying everyone should watch Taurus's reading because it was a whole bunch of really dope stuff that came out in there, especially in the extended too. So members, go holler at that. But I talked to them about how to discern when something is of spirit and when it isn't, right? Because with the 7 of Coins or Pentacles, we're talking about investments. We're talking about what it is that you're sowing into and you guys reaping a harvest from what it is that you sow. So what you're looking at is what you've been investing into up to this point. Are you getting a return on that investment? If you're not, it's not of spirit or it's not in alignment with you, because the realm of reciprocity that we live in, planet Earth, every single thing works on bartering or exchange. So in order to get something, you have to give something. Even if it's your energy, you're supposed to receive something in return. It doesn't always have to be monetary. If a person is doing something and isn't being paid for it, right? And that person feels that, you know, just helping out of the sake of helping and, you know, getting that in return, like volunteering at a children's hospital or something like that, and knowing that you're helping these kids in this way, shape, form, or fashion, and that's the payback from that, and that person feels that that's like equal, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't feel like they're being cheated or they're being used or abused or taken advantage of, you know, then that's a reciprocal exchange, you know? So I say the same for you guys. It's looking back at this month, this year, your life in general, and looking at things that you're putting a great deal of your time, effort, energy, money, emotions into, and asking yourself if this thing is reciprocating what it is that you're putting in. If it's not, it's out of alignment, it's incongruent, right? And that's not how things work. This realm of exchange, this wheel of fortune, which is speaking about seasons, which is something else I said in the Taurus reading too. It's like fall comes when fall comes, winter comes when winter comes, spring and summer so the same. Even with the zodiac, all of the zodiac signs change. The moon goes through all the zodiac signs, the sun goes through all the zodiac signs, all the planets go through all the zodiac signs, right? So everything is in a cycle and a process. But if ever you're in something, whether it's a job, it's a friendship, it's a relationship, and it's kind of on like, you know, a rain check IOU type of system, you know what I mean? That's not an even exchange. It's not an ebb and flow. It's incongruent. So what it is you're pouring into something, it can't give that back to you, you know? So if you can't get back what it is that you're putting out, it's no longer in service to you, right? So that's more or less the mindset you guys are going to be in of what it is that you're evaluating that needs to stay or what needs to go. They're starting to text me. Oh man. What you need to stay or what you need to go in your life, crossing over this threshold into 2021, my friends. Lucky for them, I'm done. Anywho, that has been your reading, Gemini. I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members to do you guys extended. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your face, and I will see you guys sooner than later. Love your face.